Before you watch Dangal, you need to know that Haryana treats its women very badly. The state has one of the worst male-female sex ratios in India and an abysmal female literacy rate, which makes the Fogart story even more of a miracle. Mahavir Singh Fogart belongs to a Hindu Jat family from an obscure village called Balali. Think patriarchy on steroids. A national level wrestler himself, Fogart had a dream to win gold medals for India. He also had 4 daughters. When they were very young, Fogart realized that there was no contradiction here. Daughters can bring home gold medals too. So he trained them to become wrestlers. The eldest, Geeta, became the first Indian woman to win gold in wrestling at the 2010 Commonwealth Games and the first Indian woman in wrestling to qualify for the Olympics. 4 years later, Babita followed in her sister's footsteps and won gold at the Commonwealth Games. Dangal is the story of these unlikely champions, of a father who refused to bend and of the daughters he molded into steel. Director Nitesh Tiwari hits the familiar notes of the sports film in which the underdog becomes a champion. But Dangal works because it's about so much more. This is a film about an authoritarian but loving father and his determined daughters. It's about the immense personal sacrifices and rigor that sport demands. For these girls, long hair, nail polish and eating pani puri was a luxury. Dangal is also about the exhilaration of excellence, the sheer joy of winning. And most importantly, Dangal is about the innate strength of women both in the akhada and outside it. One of the triumphs of this film is the casting by Mukesh Chhabra. Each actor seems a perfect fit. The real standout is Zaira Wasim, who plays the young Geeta. She has a fierce screen presence and is an absolute natural.
शुरुआत इन्ना करी थी पापा मना कुतिया कह रहा था बबीता ना कमीनी हम ना भी दिए 2-4
Fatima's son Shaikh, who plays the older Geeta, is also terrific. One of the film's highlights is a sequence in which Geeta wrestles with her father. Sport becomes a battle of wills. Geeta's youthful arrogance and Mahavir's hurt bewilderment is heartbreaking. Sanya Malhotra as the older Babita and Sakshi Tanwar provide strong support. And I must mention Apar Shakti Khurana, who plays the hapless cousin brother who's forced to wrestle with these iron ladies. He brings in just the right dose of comedy that this family requires. And among this cast of mostly unknown faces stands an actor we've seen on screen for almost 30 years, Aamir Khan. And here's the miracle, he totally blends in. There's not a trace of superstar about him or a hint of vanity. For most of the film, he's an old, overweight man. Given the Bollywood obsession with looking youthful and flaunting six-packs, this itself is an act of courage. But Aamir doesn't just look the part, he also becomes it. He is by turns ferocious and tender. There's a lovely scene in which he's pressing his daughter's feet as she sleeps because that is the only time he can express his love. He needs them to see him as the unrelenting coach. It's a masterful performance.
और वो चीज जो पहलवानी से इनका ध्यान हटावेगी मैं उसने हटा दूंगा.
The writing in Dangal is clunky in places. The beginning has too much exposition and there's a melodramatic climactic twist that I found absolutely unnecessary and unconvincing. The wrestling scenes are skillfully filmed. There were times when the thud of bodies on mats made me jump, but it does get repetitive and stretched, especially in the second half. But when Geeta finally wins, it's so rousing and emotional that you forget these soft spots. I walked out of this film wiping tears and feeling invincible. I felt I could wrestle down anything that hit me. How do you put a rating on that? I'm going with 4 stars. For more videos like this, subscribe to Film Companion. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and Snapchat. We're everywhere.